Welcome to Freaky Fandoms. I am Andrew, and with me is Deborah. And today is day 8 of our 12 days of Christmas.
8 maids of milking.
Yeah, 8 maids of milk and some Jack Frost.
Gross.
Fucking disgusting. So, folks, we are now on day 8 of this 12 days of Christmas run. And today we are talking about...
one of my favorites.
Yeah, this really goofy-ass movie from the 90s. So, Deborah, why don't you take it away and talk about this one?
So, we watched Jack Frost. It's a movie about a rock and roll musician who tries to go to see his family in a cab and then gets... Oh, wait.
Wait, we're not talking about the Michael Keaton one?
No, we're
We're not talking about the one where the guy moves in, he's gonna be the dad. Gonna be your dad.
No, we're actually talking about the one with the killer snowman.
That's the same one.
They might as well be.
So we're talking about the 1996 movie Jack Frost. I knew about this movie when I was a kid because I saw the tape and I saw it on, I think, Cinemax when it started showing up on cable.
I know about this one because I would see the cover of it in the rental stores. And I was just like, oh my god, it's a killer snowman with a crazy face. And never saw it. Didn't even faze me. And then a few years back, we saw it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, I remember seeing that. I never watched it before. And we did. And it's an instant, like, permanent one that I have to watch every year.
See, the thing is for me is, like, I
talk about this
forgot.
movie year-round, by the way.
I know you do, and you make jokes about it year-round, too. We both do. But I had seen parts of Jack Frost 2, so I was thinking there were parts of that in the first film. I had kind of, like, combined them together in my head. But no, the first one is just a straight-up serial killer turns into a snowman and starts fucking with the inhabitants of a nice little snowy mountain town that's supposed to be in Colorado, but it's actually Big Bear, California.
And
LA.
And there's supposed to be a snowy village that has no fucking snow except for one part of this parking lot.
And
that's it.
The big snowman competition?
Yeah.
With the guy who puts the boobs on the snowman?
Ooh, I'm thinking about how he massacres that joke.
That's so stupid. This movie is corny as fuck, folks. I think it's a fun, entertaining watch, but I know you love this movie to death.
Oh, it's a piece of trash.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's complete crap, and so much of it is just like forced bad comedy.
But it's really good for bad no, it's not. It's dad joke after dad joke, and then jokes that don't make sense for what's going on.
Yeah, non sequiturs that are just completely out of place, like no context, just thrown out. And ones that are even completely fucking wrong.
Right?
That just have no, like, grasp on, what the actual joke is.
And you think, so
bad.
Debbie must like this for the intense death scenes. No, the death scenes in this are fucking lame.
They're pretty funny. Some of them are goddamn hilarious, like that fucking kid who gets beheaded by a sled.
That one is the good one.
So where do we start with this one? Do we want to talk about, because folks, we've been talking about a lot of films. We've been giving away a lot. Our previous episode, Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, was extremely spoiler heavy. How deep do we want to go on this one, Deborah? Do we want to give a little bit away, but let folks
I want to give a
see it for
little
themselves?
away, but I might end up saying more. But let's try to hold ourselves back a little bit.
Okay, so let's give the trailer version of what this movie is.
Well, first off, this movie starts off with like a scene of a Christmas tree where you're looking at all the different ornaments.
Oh god, the fucking intro with the voices.
All you hear is voices, and it's a older gentleman, and then an older woman obviously imitating a younger girl, and it sounds really uncomfortable and just really gross. Mm-hmm. But he's telling her a scary story, and she's just doing all the entire time.
Yeah.
But it's just because she's scared, but it just sounds really weird. And then that's the end. We never hear from those characters again. And then it's the story of Jack Frost.
Yeah, it's not like one of those things where, like, Edward Scissorhands, it bookends with the storytelling stuff, or like Princess Bride, or that sort of thing. Not to say that this movie doesn't pair well with either one of those.
What?
I would say if someone wanted to have a ridiculous double feature that made absolutely no fucking sense, that could be a good combination.
No, I want to watch this Jack Frost and the other Jack Frost back to back and see if my mind is in complete.
Which would you put on first?
I don't know.
Would you put on the one with the fucking
the dead
blues snowman who launches
I don't
fucking
know.
snowballs?
In ways, that one's scarier because the way he golems out when he's throwing the snowballs real fast.
It's kind of true.
And the fucking glint when he comes alive.
Oh, God, yeah. It's like The Thing. It's like that whole deal that Dan Kunde talked about when you see in the eyes, the little light in the eyes indicating life. It's just fucked up.
So anyway, it opens like that, and then Jack Frost is in a truck.
Paddy wagon.
It's in a truck getting shipped out to be killed because he's a killer.
He's being executed at midnight.
And there's an accident with a biohazard genetic engineering truck, and he gets covered in this fluid and then falls into the snow and melts. And then the snow absorbs all of his genetic DNA.
In a fucking hilarious little cartoon animation.
And he becomes a snowman.
Mm-hmm. So now we have a serial killer who is a snowman. But let's talk about Jack Frost as a human being. Let's discuss what kind of character he is very much trying to be, because I think it's a mixture of
He's trying to be a
few.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 garbage day guy.
He's trying to be Eric Freeman.
Yeah.
He's also trying to be Jack Nicholson a little bit. And at the same time, he's trying...
Oh my god, does he do the voice for the fucking Jack Nicholson impersonator Martian in fucking that Halloween movie we love? Spaced Invaders?
Oh, it can't be the same guy. There's no way.
It would be awesome. I don't know. That just popped in my head. We do know who is in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking sister from the remake of 13 Ghosts.
That's right.
She gets to fuck a snowman.
We'll get there. There.
Oh, yeah.
But there's also a long-running thing about this sheriff of the quiet little town who busted Jack Frost for some, like, traffic violation.
It was
like, he was taking a piss on the side of the road.
Yeah.
He'd been in a manhunt for, like, whatever. But there's this constant audio clip that keeps playing over and over again where Jack Frost is yelling,
"I'll find a way!"
And it sounds like he's trying to do his best fucking Brad Dourif impersonation from Child's Play. That's fucking terrible. It's, like, nowhere near the fun of Charles Lee Ray. This guy's intensity level is... a little try too hard.
A little bit.
Just a bit. And
everyone tried on this one.
Everyone tried a lot, especially the kid who tried to make the oats and the cookies. And
ooh, that kid.
Yeah, so we won't spoil that bit, but yeah, he does become a snowman.
And is going to the little quiet village to seek his revenge.
So what's up with this village? Because it seems like it's a bunch of people who are completely deluded.
Yeah, they don't. It's very backwoodsy.
Sure.
Not
kind of
everyone.
rustic.
Not everyone has passed 5th grade.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone in this town constantly talks about snow.
But
there is
no
fucking snow anywhere at all. It's like the issue that people have with Troll 2. There are no trolls. They're all goblins. Or the people who say elves only has one fucking elf in it. So this movie, as ridiculous as it is, opens up to a fun little cast of rustic mountain town characters, led by the sheriff and Bobo Adrienne Barbeau.
Bobo Adrienne Barbeau is actually pretty friggin' awesome.
She is pretty hilarious in this movie. If you ever look at the gifs for Jack Frost, you'll see her freaking out in front of the evil snowman.
With a scarf.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Should we talk about the look of Jack Frost and how he comes to be?
Okay, so a blank snowman. It's just the ball, like the big ball, medium ball, head ball. Shows up on the.
It's very very IKEA centric description there.
Shows up in the front yard, and Mom's like, "Oh, I like your snowman, kid. I didn't build a snowman yet." And she's like, "Well, he needs a face." So he runs outside with a hand puppet
Yeah.
of a snowman
Yep.
to use as reference for the face, which it's like
It's amazing.
he's constantly talking about wanting to build snowmen, so wouldn't you know how to make a snowman face?
I mean, a lot of people give a lot of folks shit when they're trying to develop their artistry if they use reference. This kid, I mean, he has limitations. And what he's doing here is, using his resources to the best of his ability to make a good-looking snowman. Twigs for eyebrows, coal for eyes, carrot for a nose.
Really indented mouth.
He carves the shit out of that mouth with
He's
his
like
fingers.
knuckle deep, just like sticking it in.
It's great. It's great. And then when he's like trying to form the smile of the mouth, all of a sudden the little icicle teeth of Jack Frost
Kind of
start
appear a little
appear.
bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh, there's a really good Christmas tree death scene, which we're not going to spoil, but keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of havoc that happens in this movie. There's a lot of bloodshed. There's a lot of goofy stuff. And funnily enough, while we were watching the credits for this, we actually saw one of our favorite folks who was part of the last movie that we did yesterday, which was Silent Night, Deadly Night 5. This is another Screaming Mad George pick.
Yep, we had no idea.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
We like to watch the ending credits of this one because
God.
they have different holiday mini picture thumbnail thingies, and then
Little clip art.
random quotes, which some of them are from the movie, but a lot of them I think are just things that were said on set.
Yeah, some of them have to be from during production.
Yeah.
There's just this complete...
Who has $20 on Yolanda?
Yeah, is the soup ready yet? Where's the carrot in the bathroom scene?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
though.
that is a valid question that I'm sure somebody wrote down in one of the feedback cards when they started screening this movie. It ends ridiculously, and the credits, just kind of punctuate that. But the thing is that the director of the film was extremely self-aware and actually shows up in the movie a handful of times. And he's the guy, he is the idiot, as he dubbed himself. The guy with the orange cap and the target on his back, who's always walking around with glasses on, and he shows up in the background of scenes. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's always putting himself in the movie. And he's always walking around with a big twig of marshmallows. And at one point, someone's getting killed and their arms waving in front of a window. And he waves back from the street. So there's a lot of that kind of humor in this movie. I think this is probably going to be the most slapsticky movie that we're going to be watching for this series.
It's major slapstick.
Yeah, it's...
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Oh, God.
Okay,
well,
so hold on.
Go ahead.
Getting to slapstick, I need to talk about the massacre of this joke.
Okay.
So this joke is said technically 3 times.
Yeah.
The second time it's said, the punchline doesn't get delivered because the guy's like, oh, I've already heard it. So the joke is, what's the difference between snowmen and snow women?
Yeah, and everyone knows the punchline for that. It's easy.
Yeah. Snowballs.
Yeah.
Main dude decides to say this joke to Jack Frost. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, Jack, what's the difference between snowmen and snow women? And Jack's like, what? And he goes, no balls.
Yeah, because
It hurts me.
it's the third act, and he's trying to show that he's got the upper hand on Jack. And he's finally discovered what Jack's actual weakness is because, we find out that...
Because of his endearing son.
Oh, yeah. He's so lucky to have that kid in his life. Filling him up with fucking oats mashed, shit-looking gruel in a fucking Ziploc baggie for lunch. that he throws in the trash and then picks back up out of the trash and puts in his fucking cruiser.
Because he hears his son's voice. I made this extra special for you, Dad.
Okay, so there's so many moments of that kind of narration where we hear the inner thoughts of the characters that it's like, previously on Jack Frost. And this main character, this sheriff, has a lot of issues too. And I think by the end of the film, probably both him and his son have onset cancerous infections.
There's no way.
From the fluid that they wind up sitting in for like who knows how fucking long.
There's no way that they don't have some sort of disease after that.
Well, without spoiling stuff, let's talk about Jack Frost's evil snowman powers, because he not only becomes a living snowman, he also has a handful of abilities.
Yeah. He's able to melt himself down into a puddle of water and get into anything that water would be able to get into, like a door crack or anything like that.
The air conditioning unit of a car.
And then once he's where he wants to be, he can re-solidify himself.
Yes.
He can grow icicle teeth and icicle, I don't know where that came from, but he can stab you with it. Because it's not an icicle dick, because he gets stabbed in the chest.
He does at one point shoot an icicle that's like, I don't know, half a foot long out of his arm.
Yeah.
Like a projectile gun.
He can turn himself
Icicles?
into a giant snowball.
Yes.
He has like the strength of like a zillion men. He's super strong.
Yeah.
What else?
He can actually not only melt himself down and go between cracks and other things, he can reform himself into different spaces, refreeze himself, but he can also get inside of another person's body.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. And what's interesting, too, is at one point he takes some really serious damage, and this is totally a Screaming Mad George bit. But like half of his head is like all fucking
goo,
cow intestines and meat, you know? So I guess somehow underneath all the snow, he manages to have like a living organ-filled body, which is odd.
Yeah.
But, you know, honestly, this is one of those films where you really, really do have to pass the suspension of disbelief and just kind of go with it.
You just gotta go with this one.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster of stupidity and fun.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
Yeah. I think the way that it plays out is pretty entertaining. Jack Frost going after the sheriff, taking out handfuls of people in the town at a time with one goofy-ass death scene after another. The decisions that the people in this town make.
Oh, like blow drying your hair and then getting in the bathtub and dipping your hair in the water?
Yeah. That's something that we've picked apart after seeing this plenty of times. Also
breaking into someone else's house while the entire town is on 24-hour curfew, breaking into someone else's house and having sex and using their lingerie and champagne.
Yep. Definite fun slasher trope stuff. And this film is filled with a lot of tropes and ridiculous satire, and God, even the music cues are pretty dumb as shit, but they're fun. They are fun. This is a good one for, again, the
B-movie crowd.
The B-movie crowd for sure. Yep.
If you like bad horror movies that aren't really scary but more laughable, I would go for that, but that goes with B. I don't know. I would recommend this to almost everybody just because
you love it so much.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
But I would say, totally watch this piece of shit so people know what to expect.
Yeah, just give a little asterisk caveat at the end of it to be, clear. This is a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Go watch it. And I do love that it's streaming. I say skip the sequel because it's
we
years
tried
later
it and it was bad.
It was unwatchable. But this is definitely your kind of mid to late 90s, late night, crappy TV movie fare sort of stuff. Only because, I grew up with it on cable, so I still associate it with that, but it's still a piece of shit. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray, again, with the old P-leg, is great. I love the blue for this. It looks fantastic. And the stream is good. I'm glad it's out there for people to check out.
It's good quality.
Yeah. What do you think we need to touch on? Or do we say that we've given enough?
Oh, we gave enough away without giving
too
everything.
much.
I do want to say, though.
Yeah, we got...
Is he really dead at the end? And that's it.
Yeah. I think we already ruined that by saying there's a sequel, but who knows? There might be another person who gets killed into a killer
ending is...
Yeah?
Yeah, I
you
can't.
think so?
I can't.
Okay. All right. We'll
It
not
is
say.
the dumbest way to kill somebody.
You got to admit, some of the gags are pretty great, and the huge set piece of the jail cell, like...
The jail cell scene was fun.
You gotta get the keys from the other side of the jail.
It was very Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, a bit. It's just got a little bit of that fun vibe to it before they get back out on the street and have to have the final confrontation. So it's a fun watch. I will definitely say it's a fun, entertaining watch. And I would say it's kind of a party movie too. If like a bunch of folks are sitting around and
getting a little blazed,
you wanna see something that's like kind of a schlocky, goofy ass movie
where you can scream at the screen and crack jokes the whole time. Yeah,
this is a perfect movie to riff on with friends for sure. So yeah, that's Jack Frost, people. We don't want to give the whole thing away, so we're gonna let you give us your feedback if you want to on any of the feeds on SoundCloud, iTunes, too, wherever. But hopefully, if you've never seen this one, maybe we've sold you a little bit on it, so you can go and seek it out, watch it, and have a good couple of laughs.
Yeah.
It's
a chuckle fest.
Oh God, it's so fucking corny and so appropriate too.
I know.
Let's do some shout outs.
All right. So, as always, shout out to American McGee and Martin working on Alice Asylum. Great things are coming out. It looks fantastic and just it's perfect. Mm-hmm. Also, they're doing Pirate Jam, which is their little thing in Thailand where American goes over there with a whole bunch of other people and they make games for fun.
Yeah, and they have a little competition, whoever wins the best one, and then all the games wind up free to play online that you can go and check it out at the Pirate Jam site. And
then on the flip side of the art spectrum, check out Josh Clark and Nicole Dickerson. They have some great paintings. Also, there's Chet and Shane.
Yep, as always, the Dark Art Society. And like we mentioned yesterday, the latest episode of the Dark Art Society is fantastic, with Shane Isakowski as the featured guest. And it's a great interview worth hearing. Also, there have been a bunch of other awesome guests lately. But folks, if you're interested in dark art or anything really cool like that, seek it out. Check out the Dark Art Society. Google it and get involved because it's a really cool community.
Yeah.
Well,
and shout out to our patrons.
Of course, as always, patrons, thank you so much for supporting us. We love you guys.
We'd like to hear from you, either whether it be good or bad or whatever you want to say, or if you have any suggestions on an episode that you want to hear or anything. We just want to hear from you guys.
Yep. Hit us up on Patreon. You will guaranteed get a response. We watch that thing always and give everyone who reaches out to us there number one priority because you rock. So, everyone, thank you so much for listening to another fun-filled episode of Freaky Fandoms for 12 Days of Christmas. Deborah, you want to call us out?
No, I think we're good. I think we're Freaky Fandoms. It's cold!